Howdy.
Hello.
Welcome back to One Rental at a Time. I am here at the Center for the Blind, the 2026 One Rental at a Time event. I am here with Jeff. Jeff, attending this event, I have some questions for you. First one is going to be, where do you live and where do you invest?
We live and invest in York, Pennsylvania. My father was a real estate investor in a local market, and so that's the only model that I really know, buy and hold multifamily real estate in my local market.
Okay. Before you found One Rental at a Time, what did your investing look like? What was your focus?
We were interested in purchasing small multifamily properties. We had purchased a quadplex, and then shortly a year after that, we purchased a portfolio of 12 units from another real estate investor that had predominantly single houses, but he had these duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes that he was ready to move, and we had purchased that. And so that was about the time in the journey when I found Mike Zuber.
Okay. And since finding One Rental at a Time, is there something that you do different than you did before?
Absolutely. I think I have more systems involved now. I do better with managing my employees than my tenants, which are much like employees some days. But I think I do much better managing my tenants than I did because what I've learned from Mike and his team of people like yourself and Matt that are around.
Well, I appreciate that. Those systems are a life changer. If investing creates more work, we're less likely to continue to invest.
Absolutely.
But the more easy, it's never going to be easy, but the more easy we make it, the more likely we will add units.
Improves resilience. It makes it easier to be resilient.
It does. And is there, on One Rental at a Time or on the Lumberjack Landlord, Millennial Mike, or my channel, is there some lesson or video that really hits and you think about it every now and then?
They're all so good. I try, I watch so many of them. Although the ones that are really starting to speak to me here recently are the ones related to physical fitness and some of the outer fringes, the things that don't really relate as much to specifically my real estate investment as it does to my whole life and becoming a fuller, more rounded individual. So I think those are speaking to me more here recently.
How you do anything is how you do everything. And Michael Zuber spent the last year on a health journey, so a lot of the people that we're watching hopefully made some life changes on calorie intake and exercise, actually getting out and doing something. Because what is the point of financial freedom if we get here and then we don't take care of our bodies and we can't enjoy it?
Correct.
So I think that's a great way to look at it. What does the future of investing look like for you?
I am rapidly approaching the harvester stage, I believe. I'm 63. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. I love what I'm doing work-wise. But if I got laid off today, it'd be okay. I'll just go live off of my investments and my 401k, and I'll be fine.
So I want people watching to understand the breath that you just took. If they can go back like 10 seconds, your whole body shifted. Because how many 63-year-olds do you think we know who are absolutely terrified that they could get fired tomorrow because of their age?
Absolutely.
Don't have options. Social Security is not enough. That brings a lot of peace.
It does. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
I've been, the last 20 years of my life, I assumed that I would never be able to retire. And now, in the last 7 years, we've reached that point where, I have the flexibility to do what I want, when I want, and if I want to retire tomorrow, I think I could.
I love it. I love it. And life is better when you have options.
Absolutely.
The last question I'll wrap up with is, let's say you and Michael Zuber were in a room together and nobody could hear you. If he asked you a question, like, do you have any feedback on the One Rental at a Time community, the books, the podcast, events like this, what would you tell him?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep reaching out to people and spreading the message. I think it's, the one thing that I don't think Mike quite touches that is important, that I recognize as being important, and don't get me wrong, he does talk about it a little bit, but what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? What is the real reason that gets you up every morning and every day to continue? Because when the water heater breaks and the tenant calls complaining about no heat, you know, you're not just, the money's not enough to make you get out there and go take care of those things. You have to have a greater purpose and a bigger purpose. And part of that relates to, my wife and I have a mission to help people that are on the margin and on the fringe. And so we've helped people that are coming out of prison. We help a lot of single parents, moms and dads, and we've helped people that are coming out of homelessness. And so it's really important to have a mission and a purpose behind what you're doing.
I love it. That's a great place to end this, because that's great advice. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for hanging out with me. Ciao.